been missed, as I know you guys have missed me. So thank you for joining. If you are interested in booking with me, I am over at blackspectrumnetwork.com. You can go to blackspectrumnetwork.com/Soleil, SOLE. If you want to leave a love offering, just go ahead and do so at either the PayPal or the Cash App that's circulating below. Ancestors, angels, ascended master spirits that work with me. My elevated ancestors. What can you tell us at this time about the relationship between Ashanti and Irving Gotti? Does Irv Gotti have an obsession with her? If he does, why? What can you tell us about the nature of this relationship and the complications within it? You can see, feel, or hear her elevated ancestors. Please let me know what they have to say. Got a card that jumped out. Ten of Cups jumped out. That is fascinating. Ooh. Let's see what the spread has to say. You guys, if I'm crying or if it appears that I'm crying, if you guys see a teardrop, I'm fine. I'm not so like heartbroken or sad or concerned for Ashanti that I'm crying. I think I'm having an allergic reaction to my new mascara. Makeup is so frustrating, especially when you have sensitive skin and sensitive eyes. If there are any other women out there that have sensitive eyes, let me know what mascaras y'all use. Pull. I know what this reading is saying very clearly, but I'm just going to pull one clarifier over one card just to be super, super certain. Clarify this moon card. What do we need to know about this moon card? Ooh, one of my ancestors almost flew out of my mouth. I was looking at this reading and almost said, oh, Jesus. In addition to just being a very toxic masculine, in addition to being somebody who is very insecure and has a lot of weak, you think that all these record executives from that time were just rich and they had life all figured out and shit. This is a very insecure man. This is a very insecure man, but he also has a lot of arrogance and a lot of dominance, a lot of bravado. The simplest way to say this is yes, he is obsessed with Ashanti. He is obsessed with Ashanti, and part of the reasons why he's obsessed with Ashanti is because he sees her as the one that got away. And we hear a phrase like one that got away and we romanticize it like, oh, he's for love. No, this is, bitch, how dare you leave me? The energy, this is, how dare you not submit to me energy. So this is not a loving situation, right? The Ten of Cups jumped out, and this is an overwhelmingly positive card. Right? Because it's about wanting to build a family that is rooted in community, right? And that has that ancestral love and abundance attached to it. But even though this is the card that jumped out, I don't get a good feeling from it. He deeply wanted this with her, but he wanted a controlling element over it. In the first row, we have the Sun, the Four of Wands, the Moon card clarified by the Strength card in reverse. Now, Sun energy is exactly what it is. The Sun energy is Aries. It's dominance. It's aggression, right? It's also a card of ego. And it can be positive ego, but in this case, it's aggression. It's wanting to exert his dominance over her, right? Now, why would he want to exert his dominance over her? And this is what's weird, because if I'm not mistaken, this man is married, right? Isn't he married? Because this is the card of stable foundations. It's also the card of marriage. But there was a part of him, I'm going to just say it. If he could have left his wife for Ashanti, he would have. That's the level of obsession. That's the level of wanting to have her. I hate this language, but it's the only one that's coming up. Wanting to have her in his possession, right? He would have built a life with her. He would have made her a second or a third or whatever he has wife. Now, this is somebody who has a lot of shadows. They have a lot of things they need to work on. this is womb energy. It's incubation. It is the birthing of a new side of yourself. But he's not dealt with his shadows. And part of the reason why we know that is because the strength card is in reverse. So again, bravado, false arrogance, or false, emitting a very arrogant persona to hide and cover up wounds, right? It's inauthentic strength. So a huge part of why he is so obsessed with her is because, again, and this is related to loss of women. He has a lot of fear about his ability to keep women. That's why he tried to buy them so much, right? So what I'm getting very clearly from this first row is that his obsession is coming from a wound to the ego. It's coming from a wound to the ego, from a wound to the ego. I think that he thought he could romance her and convince her that he was going to make her his wife, but she didn't want that. And that was a wound, that was a further wound for him, right? So he holds a shadow wound around this. He feels very hurt. That's what I mean by one that got away. So it's like, how dare she reject me obsession, right? Second row, we have the Page of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and the King of Cups. He feels like he made her. He feels like I taught her everything she knows. He feels like she wouldn't have the knowledge she has, the skill set she has, had it not been for me. Because Page of Pentacles is the card of the apprentice. He feels like he apprenticed her. So, and that's under that Sun card, again, ego, aggression. So again, with this combination of cards, it's very much like, you're my pet. I made you. You're my creation. How dare you reject me, right? Nine of Cups. He's grateful for the time he had with her. He's grateful for the money he's made off of her. Ashanti has made Gotti a very rich man, right? And that's another part of the reason why there is this obsession. He feels like she's obligated to allow him to always make money off of her. So Nine of Cups can be a card of gratitude, but it can also be a warning about your ingratitude, right? So the warning here is that he needs to be grateful for the money that he has made off of her, rather than continuing to be stingy and looking at her as the only source of or the primary source of keeping his cups full. You feel me? We then end with the King of Cups. He was married at the time. Okay, thank you for that clarification. We end with the King of Cups. He has addiction issues. I'm getting pills and alcohol. So it's almost like, I'm going to pull a clarifier over this. Can you clarify the King of Cups for me? What else is going on with the King of Cups? What can you tell me about the King of Cups as it relates to Herb's obsession with Ashanti? Mm-hmm. So I can't make shit like this up. I have the Six of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles to clarify. He drinks a lot, period. But when he drinks, he reminisces about her, right? Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia, right? It's nostalgia that you are meant to use the nostalgia to work through your past, but a King of Cups energy that is dealing with addiction can use it to dwell in the past. And he literally he sees her as the Queen of Pentacles, right? This nucleus, this organizer of money. So he sees her as a cash cow. It's like a weird sexualized obsession where it's like, I owe you, or own you rather. Not only do I own you, but I should be making money off of you. Why am I not making money off of you? I hate that. And so that's what I mean by saying that this is toxic, because his understanding of family and community is, well, if you let me do it 20 years ago, why can't I do it now? You're being rude by not getting over the pain you have towards me and letting me make more money off of you. So it's a weird, twisted understanding of a family dynamic. But yeah, he is obsessed with her. He is obsessed with her. He very much sees her as a possession and not a human being. In saying that Ashanti is his artist, it's like, that's my toy. Ooh, I do not like this for her. I'm sorry, girl. The girl next door wants to know, how did Irv feel when she was with Nelly? Okay. I'm going to ask that, and then I'm going to ask, because I know Ashanti released some music recently, so I want to know if people are going to respond favorably to her music. But let's see. How did Irv feel while Ashanti was with Nelly? How did he feel? How did he feel about the relationship between Ashanti and Nelly? Any wisdom shared about this subject is greatly appreciated. Tori says he is a pill popper. I'm good at what I do, babe. I'm good at what I do. I knew it. I know very little about this man, but just from the cards that came up, not only is he a pill popper, he does not sleep much, and he obsesses about his past a lot. He obsesses about his glory days a lot. Thank you for confirming that for me, Tori, and thank you for confirming for me too, the girl next door. I love that you guys are informed. You guys confirm things for me as I'm getting the reading, and I appreciate that tremendously. He was counting down the days for it to over. There was a part of him that felt like once it ended, that was his way in. Hi, Manze La Balin. It's good to see you. Yeah, he was literally plotting and planning for that relationship to end. There was a part of him that prayed. He will never admit it, but there was a part of him that prayed. And he was just kind of ready. This is going to sound like a weird word to say. He studied that relationship. He studied it with the hope that it would come to an end. He really, again, without her being the one that got away kind of energy, he is obsessive over her. He sees her as like a representation of the divine feminine. He sees her as the perfect woman. He's regretful that once it ended that he couldn't swoop in. He loses sleep about the fact that he couldn't get her. It's like he hoped that once the relationship ended, that would start something between them. It didn't, and he still has not fear, but regret around that. In the first row, we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Judgment card, and the Knight of Pentacles. This is a card of planning for the future. This is a card of sowing seeds, planting seeds so that you have bounty in the future. So not only was he plotting and planning and waiting for them to break up, he was probably planting seeds of dissension within that relationship. He was probably giving calls to Ashanti and saying, hey, this isn't for you. So those times where they were on the outer not getting along, he was putting the battery on her back to leave, right? This is literally somebody that is planting dissension, and they're planting and planning for the future. The Judgment card, divine answers. So he knew that it wasn't his place, but he just wanted it anyway. He prayed for different. Knight of Pentacles. Again, another thing, this is the card of minding your business, watching your porch, keeping it clean, but it's also a card of saving. And it's also a card of studying, paying close attention. So again, he studied that relationship. He paid close attention to that relationship. Bottom row, we have the Empress, the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Swords. And this whole row represents the dreams that he had that did not work out. Again, seeing her as a representation of the divine feminine, this perfect woman, this woman that is, that instilled a lot of creativity in him. He talks that shit about having created Rianti. He talks shit about having created Ashanti, but she fed a lot of his creativity, right? We forget that the Empress or the divine feminine is the source of the creative. So she was very much a muse for him, right? And he, again, this is under that Seven of Pentacles. So he was planning and plotting for the moment that things would end so he could get his muse back, right? Nine of Cups, really reveling in their falling out, really reveling in feeling like that was his wishes being granted, his cups being filled. But we end with the Nine of Swords. He didn't get what he wanted. He didn't get her back. She broke up with Nelly and she went on about her business being fine and thick and dating men internationally. So short answer in terms of how he felt about the Nelly relationship, he did not like it. He was literally counting down the days for it to end. He was hopeful that once it ended that he could scoop in and have his muse full time. It didn't work out that way, and he has a lot of regret and a lot of frustration over the fact that it didn't work out that way. Watched a new video with the tarot reader. Does Ashanti have a spiritual advisor or get work done? That is a great question, Tori. I'm gonna ask that, and then I'm gonna do a 3-card on that. Then I'm gonna do a 3-card on her music. And then we're gonna ask about Giselle and Tom Brady because I'm so nosy about them. I'm sorry. A celebrity rich in plain sight getting a divorce, baby. This is about to be entertaining. Ancestors, what can you tell me about Ashanti's spiritual life? Does she have a spiritual advisor? Is there anyone that's working with her to keep her spiritually protected or grounded? And if so, what can you tell us about the nature of that work? If you can see, feel, or hear her elevated ancestors, please let me know what information they have. Thank you, La Balin. Everybody hit those scale emojis. I've been on here for about 40 minutes now, giving y'all a lot of entertainment. So y'all should want to see my energy levels up, okay? Hit those scale emojis. Let me know that you are with me. If you are enjoying what you're seeing, send me a love offering at my Cash App, $Larissa Brown, or at my PayPal, monzesoleil@gmail.com. Yes, my Gmail or my PayPal is a Monze name and not a Hunsi name. That should give you insight into just how green I was when I came into Vodou. I didn't understand that title was going to change. Not changing my PayPal because people still send me money frequently through it. So yes, but I am Hunsi now, okay? Let's see. I'm gonna say yes. Clarify this Wheel of Fortune. Clarify this Wheel of Fortune. She does, and her spiritual advisor is well paid. She works with her spiritual advisor to keep the flow of money in her life. She pays this spiritual, her main things that she goes to the spirit. So I don't even know what sign Ashanti is, but Ashanti is about her fucking coin. And she is about her coin. She is about her future. She is about her career. And she's about making sure that there's always work to be done and money on the table. So yes, she has a spiritual advisor. Yes, she is protected. And that's literally the focus. She goes to this person for her money, to make sure the career is right and to make sure that she is protected. She's not one of those people that's going to waste thousands of dollars on love work. The download I'm getting and what Spirit is saying, that makes sense with that Empress card coming up earlier, because again, she sees herself too as a divine feminine. So because of that, she's not somebody that really struggles with attraction like that. 9 of Pentacles, independent wealth, luxury, and abundance. She makes sure that this person is working with her to make sure that her money is protected and that there's always a flow of money coming into her life and that her lifestyle will never decrease. So people talked a lot of shit about not seeing Ashanti around, but she was still rich when you didn't see her. She was still living a life of luxury when you didn't see her, right? 8 of Pentacles, training and refinement. So again, this is somebody that works with her to make sure that she is always sharp and that her skills are refined so that she can always be of use within her field, within her market, okay? Last cards we have are the Wheel of Fortune, clarified by the 3 of Pentacles and the 9 of Swords. So this is somebody she grew up with. And when I say grew up with, I don't mean like they've known each other since kindergarten. I mean that she met them very early in her career, early in her life. So this is somebody that she sees as a part of her work team. So the same way that a manager or a personal assistant would be important to her, or instrumental in her career, in her team. She sees her spiritual advisor as instrumental in her team. They collaborate with her for her success, right? So yeah, it's all about business, right? And they're there to protect her destiny. Wheel of Fortune is a card of destiny. So again, yes, she has a spiritual advisor. They focus on her destiny, and they are there to make sure that the pains from her past don't show back up in her future. So short answer, yes, they have not necessarily done work on Irv, but they've done work to keep her protected from Irv and other predatory people that she's had to deal with in the business. Short story, absolutely. You said she's a Libra. Well, that's why she sees herself as truly beautiful. Libras are one of the most beautiful signs in the zodiac. They're of the three most expressively beautiful: Taurus, Libra, and Leo. So that makes sense why she's like, what I look like doing love work. Right? She's just focused on her money. Makes complete and total sense. I'm going to go ahead and skip the question about her music, even though I don't, you know what, fuck it. If I go over a little time, that's fine. Y'all miss me anyway. Y'all know y'all do. Y'all miss having me here. So it's okay if I go over a little bit. I really want to know if her music is going to be successful. You know, J-Lo stole her career. And Ashanti is somebody who I feel like she should have more shine musically than what she does. So let's see what's going to happen with the music she's releasing. Ancestors, angels, and ancestors. What's in store for Ashanti with the music that she's releasing? Will we see a resurgence of her presence? And if so, what is that going to look like? If you can see, feel, or hear her elevated ancestors, please let me know what information they have. Ooh, we have the Six of Cups in reverse that fell out. Let me pull the rest of the cards and see how they talk to this one. Spirits are really with her, and she's deeply tied into her sacral. Both the blue and the orange in this flame have just been very wild since I started speaking on Ashanti. So Six of Cups in reverse, I'm going to start with that because it makes sense now that I'm looking on this. Ashanti has put a lot of work in the last few years of working through her past and releasing old understandings of herself. And that was a huge part of the reason why she took so long to come back, right? She understood how important this Six of Cups work was. So the reason why it came out in reverse is that she's beyond it. You know, she's beyond it. Another thing about the Six of Cups when it's in reverse. So even though she is convinced that she's worked beyond it, there are aspects of it that are going to sneak up and get her, right? Because Six of Cups in reverse can also represent the avoidance of your inner child work, the avoidance of healing from your past, right? We have the Seven of Wands. So it's not going to be easy for her because she has a lot of competition. She has a lot of people that want to bring her down to size. We think of, hi, LaBelle Venus. Thank you for joining. We think of Irv because he's the most vocal and the most obvious, but I'm going to be really honest. He is not the only man of power or a man of status, rather, whose heart she broke, right? And when I say heart, I don't even mean that in a dating sense. There are people around her that in her elevation want to bring her down to size. So, and that's another part of the reason why the spiritual work is there and being done. I want to go back to the spiritual work question. Just because it's spiritual, see, Christians do spiritual work. Your prayer team does spiritual work. So this may not necessarily be like a santero, right? But this is somebody that's around her that's very prayerful. But there are going to be people that want to bring her down the side. I don't know why Puffy came to mind. I don't even think they ever worked together. But there are other men of import within the industry that, you know, want to, you know, they want to clip her wings. And her thing is to be focused enough to not see it, to not engage with it, and she will likely be fine. The counter to that, or in addition to that, the overwhelming response of people that are excited to see her back is going to result in a lot of opportunity. She's going to have a moment, right? The public is going to be really fixated with her because this is Cupid's arrows energy. They're going to feel like they're being shot by Cupid's arrows. People are going to almost feel like, damn, I missed Ashanti's presence in the music industry, right? And that Cupid's arrow energy is also going to result in a lot of opportunity coming to her. So I want to be shocked if she does a lot of collaborations I wouldn't be shocked if we see her singing a lot of hooks for people. She's going to have a moment. She's going to have a resurgence. And a lot of that resurgence is going to come from people wanting to connect with her, wanting to pour love over her. A lot of younger female artists are really going to reach out to her because it's the girls that grew up singing her songs, pretending to be her, that are going to be excited to be in collaboration with her. So it's going to be a lot of new opportunity, a lot of new connections. I don't see her working with a lot of folks from her past, mostly because a lot of them want to control her. That's just the reality. We have to be, and it's not her. Some of you guys may be hearing that and be thinking, oh, well, what was she doing? No, that has everything to do with the environment and the vibration of what was happening for women in music at that time. Hip hop and R&B was not a safe space for women at that time. It just wasn't. And I think she's going to have an opportunity. And again, that goes back to that Six of Cups. That's where that healing is going to come from. She's entering back into the music industry in a new climate and a new temperament. And we're going to see a lot unfold for her as a result of that. Who's they? Who's remix? Let's get into this Tom Brady and Giselle situation. So the very first thing, I'm only going to ask 2 questions. I only have 2. If you guys come up with a third or a fourth about them, I'm happy to ask it. But the first question I have is why? Why are they divorcing right now? We've seen the public speculation, but I want to know what the cards have to say. I want to know what Spirit is going to tell us. Tori, I'm nosy. Who worked with her? Let me know who it is that just did a remix with her. Ancestors, angels, and masters, spirits, ancestors. What can you tell us about Tom Brady and Giselle Bündchen's divorce? What led them to end things after their 15 years of marriage? You can see, feel, or hear anything from either of their ancestors. Any wisdom that you can share with us at this time is greatly appreciated. Yeah, they're getting a divorce, girl. They're getting a divorce, and honey, he looks haggard. Now that she's not doing work over him, whatever spiritual stuff she was doing over him, whatever juju she was feeding into him, it done took 15 years off of his life now that she done stopped. He looks old. That man has aged overnight. They just did. Well, Puffy works with a lot of people that he don't respect, baby. He does. But Puffy is a tyrant. Allegedly Puffy has, because I respect him professionally, I do. But Puffy has a reputation for being a tyrant. Puffy has a really big ego. Next time, it will be a lot shorter than 3 months. Can't say when you'll see me next, but you guys will see me soon. Thank you for joining. Please take care. And until next time, bye.
So fuel my fire, take me higher, I'll be your liar too. Cause when we're here, there's nothing better than the skyline.